All right. So where we left off last time was you all were leaving Sunos with a brand new baby dragon in its little bird cage on your trip towards the Western Forest. Um, Along the way, you guys had some issues with the newborn dragon and trying to find a way to get it into its um, leash harness kind of type system. He did not take kindly to that and resulted in attacking you both, trying to attack you both, but ultimately using its acid breath to kind of melt the harness away. And in the process, put a nice little quarter size divot into the hull or the floor of the early bird and producing just a little hole that all the way through where it is no longer, where air can kind of seep in. That could cause a minor draft, maybe an annoying whistle every once in a while, just because of the sheer size of it. Let me turn it down just a little bit on my headphones. Perfect. And a frustrated Josel, actually, do you guys remember how that conflict kind of resolved amongst yourselves? I'm kind of thinking you guys just kind of like huff and puffed and then rolled it and it went on from it.
I think it just kind of happened, like that. I don't think anything was actually resolved.
Gotcha. But you guys arrived to the edge of the woods, made camp as to not go into there, in the middle of the night. And you wanted to kind of go in there bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. You guys did some scouting with Ichabod into the woods and explored and finding just several different kind of fae-like and just normal animal creatures exploring this kind of blend between maybe fae material. The plant life is what you would expect in a normal forest to the east, but every once in a while you have just flowers and plants that just are disproportionate in size to the tree, and it kind of blends the two worlds together. The deeper and deeper into the woods you go, you're not quite in the material, but you're not quite in the fae. It's just this healthy blend of the forest that you kind of enter or find yourselves in, where you finally come across a lady named an old lady gnome named Yodi, who you found harvesting several mushrooms of various shapes, sizes, and colors. And you asked her about her knowledge of pixies and fairies, which she said she would honor the agreement, or she would at least point you in the right direction if you guys were to help her with her chores, picking as many of the bushels as you could of the various berries. But she's adamant on you making sure to pick all the red ones, as they destroy the taste and flavor and everything, and the potency of her other mushrooms that she also enjoys. You guys kind of agreed out of necessity or not much choice. She kind of started wandering off on her own, and you guys decided that you would pursue this and return to her house at a later time with once you were done. At this time, you guys also taxed Edith Captain Black Bart tasked Edith with a task of trying to steal a coin purse off of Josel's waistband. It was, to be specific, it was your coin purse, correct? Is there anything like unique to that coin purse versus like any other coin purse, just for my own knowledge? I don't remember if it was any specifics or if it just had to be a coin purse.
He gave his coin purse to Josel and tasked her with getting it back by sundown.
Yeah. I mean, is there a clear defining reason that that's yours versus his?
He gave it to Josel and had Josel tie it around like his belt.
Okay. So it is a normal coin pouch then. All right. And so she's been trying to not only take part in the chores that you all agreed to, but she's got that kind of thing hovering over her head. Joseph, well aware of the matter or the task at hand, has cleverly stationed or tasked Ichabod on Edith watch, who she's attempted to try to outwit and sly, but not to really any success as of yet. You guys continue exploring, harvesting, making your way further down the trail, picking some of the colors. But once you picked out all the red ones in one area, it's time to continue on to make sure, continue to find the other ones. Upon going down as the trail of mushrooms leads you away from where you first met Yodi in the forest, you start to hear laughter in the distance. Bart and Anika decide to take point and scout ahead, trying to make their way closer to see what exactly is ahead of them. And everyone stays behind, continue to harvest. Before we go back to Bart and Anika coming through the tree line, or not through the tree line, into the tree line and view of who was laughing. You guys would see music or hearing music and pan flutes, musical instruments, some drums, and you guys broke through that tree line. Again, I'm sorry, I keep saying that. You didn't go through it, but you viewed through it, and you saw 5 satyrs sitting there dancing with drink, and also clearly partaking in some of the delicacies and the mushrooms all around them. Let me pause there for you guys and just see what the rest of the group is doing real quick. You all are still harvesting right now. Josel, I think there's some. You go ahead and if you'd like to do some things like we previously discussed, go ahead and do a check whisper. Whisper me a check. I'll just say what it is. If you're, if let me do this. If okay. All right. Everyone else, though, Edith and Bax are still working. You still will catch Edith sending this occasional glance over at Mr. Modal, kind of strategizing, obviously, on her approach, but she seems to be more alert about the laughter that's coming up ahead that Anika and Captain Bart had when looking into. What is everyone else doing? Faye, Alorna, Cronus, and I feel well, I already know what.
I'm pretty sure I'm just going to continue picking mushrooms and clearing out the red ones. I feel like I want to try one of the red ones.
You're welcome to try any of them. There's plenty of all different colors for you to try.
How many are there?
And like when I say,
like different varieties.
How many are what?
What different varieties?
Oh my goodness. In your current area, there's probably 20 or 30 different types. We're talking like they're not all just red. You got red with darker red rings. You have red with white spots, red with white rings, red with striping. You got blue,
God.
purple. Like there's just all sorts of fantastic colors and blends and types. It's just kind of crawling the floor of this forest almost in place of grass.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just it's flowing. Now the red ones are not so as abundant um as the other ones, but you will see where they kind of grow. They kind of like seem to it's kind of like what Yodi was saying. They kind of seem to like overcrowd and push out like the other colors. They kind of seem to take over, and that's why they.
Yeah.
That's kind of like Yodi described.
I'm
Okay.
gonna store like 5 red mushrooms in my bag.
Okay.
Cause I don't know.
Sure. She
'Cause
didn't
why
say
not?
that you had to bring them back to her. She just said that she wanted you to pick them all.
Yep.
That's fair. Okay. Anything for you, Cronus, or swear to God, I'm blanking out tonight. Cronus, anything that you were doing special, and Faye, and Cronus and Faye. Blah, blah, blah.
I'm pretty much just gonna continue harvesting.
And you still have so it was Umbra in your cage on your back right now, just to kind of keep her in perspective. Okay. Faye, anything for you? Faye might be away from Mike. So, oh, is it really bad for? Let me I can rejoin. Is it bad for anyone
It's
else?
everybody.
No, it's them.
Oh,
There's
no.
like a storm blowing through that part of Texas.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Well,
I wonder if it's gonna get me since I'm just south, but yeah.
do what you can. If you need to kind of dip in and out, that's cool. We'll try. Just let us know as soon as you're able to kind of. Yeah, let's do our best. We'll make do with what we got. All right, so Anika and Bart, you guys see through. You see these kind of intoxicated Sayer just playing and dance and song and kind of just coming up with different melodies and rhythms. What do you do as you gaze upon these 5?
Well, those aren't pixies. But hey, at least we're near the Feywild.
You think they might be able to, get us there?
To help get us there?
Like, saves us from picking all these mushrooms.
That's fair. But I have no unearthly idea. We could ask. And I mean, hell, if not, they got booze.
Good plan.
As you guys are hanging out there, do you guys want to go ahead and do a stealth check for me, or if you're having that conversation, kind of like in the tree line? Do that. Okay, there we go. Okay. All right. So does it really matter if it doesn't really kind of like a range thing? So as you guys are kind of hanging out there, kind of speaking in whispers along the tree line, you hear the music kind of go on for a little bit. It doesn't seem like your words have attracted any attention. But the song is just becoming a little bit more rhythmic and a little bit more enjoyable as you guys are kind of hang out there in the area. I will go ahead and need a wisdom saving throw from you both. Oh, Anika, you're fine. Nope, wisdom save. right. Bart, you are invisible though, correct?
Yeah, I think
Yes.
so.
Okay. Let me just read something real quick. Make sure I got it right.
So then your stealth technically should have been an advantage.
Why is that?
Invisibility.
It's still at 16. So.
Yeah. Well, and then that's what I was thinking. I was like, does it really make? Then that's kind of I was like second guessing my ass for the stealth because I was like, this is actually an auditory thing, so like it doesn't really matter if they see you or not. It's just they're playing the music and it has a certain quality to their songs. Let's see here. Well, Bart, you are very entranced by the music they are playing, and you seem like you want to go out and greet them wholeheartedly and enjoy them in their festivities. I will give you the option to drop invisibility, as you currently don't see them as hostile enemies. You see them as friends.
He can't. I'm the one
Why?
concentrating on it. It's my spell.
That's awesome. So, Bart, you may interact with us however you'd like, completely invisible.
Being caught up in it, he'd kind of forget that he is invisible. I would just walk over, if they have any like mugs or horns of wine out, just floats up and he takes a swig.
You do. You walk up actually right next to one of the satyrs that's kind of laying on his side, playing the drums kind of lazily. There's a next to obviously a plate full of mushrooms that he's already been kind of munching on for the day. You will find like a skin that you could pick up and drink some of the alcohol that they brought with them. And once you do, the one satyr kind of jumps that is right next to you, and he's kind of like rubbing his eyes a little bit. He stops playing the song for a second, and he kind of gets the attention of another one nearby to look at the floating skin, and they're speaking in Sylvan right now. But it's clearly a conversation that's confused. It's like a ghost. They're a little too obviously inebriated to have a normal fear reaction, but they are definitely confused and mesmerized right now.
Don't stop playing, keep going.
What's that? What do you say, Bart?
Says, well, don't stop playing, keep going now. It's a good party.
The satyr will kind of shout. What the hell? It's I think she's turning on us. And the other one was like, no, there's no ghost. It's like it's not real. We're all fine. The other one's like just trying to calm them down a little bit. The one that's kind of freaking out. He goes,
Ignore that.
hello,
My bad.
He goes, hello, forest spirit. We mean no ill will. Are you come to partake in the revelry with us tonight? We plan on being here for days to enjoy. And he'll just kind of, the one that's kind of calming the other one down will hold up a plate full of various mushrooms and stuff. Like, you're welcome to join us. We got plenty for days. As long as we have all these to enjoy for days. As long as we'd like.
It's the cartoonish thing of like a mushroom is picked up and then munch. It disappears. Munch.
And you don't have any to make any saves because I know you're immune from being poisoned. But I'll go ahead and describe just you're getting a variety of flavors. Some have different more pungent flavors and smells, and others taste a little bit more earthy. Fungus kind of tastes like fungus, I would imagine, for the most part. You've got maybe some other kind of hinty notes of other kind of pleasant flavors, but for the most part, without being any kind of like preparation, it's earthy fungus. So yes, you're munching on the mushrooms for a little bit, and Anika, as you see these satyrs kind of interacting with this invisible floating skin as the only physical representation currently of Black Bart, what would you be doing?
Contemplating the fuck and how do I stop it?
That's going along with it because he is technically dead. So
Well, no, I mean I think you're playing it perfect. You're acting very personable and charming, and yeah, like I think that. But
like the red winds out there. Where'd you find them?
the what was that?
So these aren't like the red ones. Where did you find them?
There are some red ones. They do have some red ones, and you can eat a few of them. Yeah, they seem they don't mind in sharing. They just plan as as long as you, yeah, they're just enjoying the company, and they just. Well, I mean, they just told you that they plan on being there for several days and enjoying this garden that they found themselves. It's a pretty massive clearing, with all just completely full. There are several clusters of like red mushrooms and stuff though here that are starting to kind of creep. Quite large numbers of like clusters of them, but it would take a time to pick them to make sure they get picked clear. This whole area would take some time to make sure you pick clear the red ones. Or
Gotcha.
trying to give you some other details of the area, just more tree and plant life and animal life. I'm just seeing if there's anything else. Do you have any questions? Maybe what you see in the area, and that maybe I'm just forgetting to mention.
Is the sky clear, or is it like there's some clouds coming?
You can make your way out to the sky. It is pretty clear. You guys have been picking for a while. You traveled a while to get through the forest, and then you've been picking for a bit. You've been this far down the trail, so it's starting to get to be later in the day, early evening.
Got it. He's caught up in the festivities, so drinking, eating, dancing. He's getting in all of it.
Okay, and they are completely. The one that seems to be calming down a little bit from dancing with the ghost. He's really kind of, at some point they're going to reach out and see if they can touch you. Again, not as a hostile. They're just kind of like trying to figure out what's going on. When you're invisible, you can still be touched, right? You're physically present. So
Yeah.
So
You
they're
just can't
good.
see him.
They're trying like how are you doing? Do you have a special thing on you or something?
I've got plenty of special things on me. Doesn't really make me invisible though.
No, that's kind of the thing next to him. Hi.
Oh, so you just walk right up to them?
Yeah.
Oh my! This is your handiwork then, and they're all sort of smiling. Oh, the more the merrier. Please join us. We are here. We're having such a great time. Won't you have just a few? We have a few to spare with the new guests.
Have you seen the old lady who owns those?
Are you talking about that pesky old gnome lady?
Yeah.
Yes, she's so greedy. She's got all those mushrooms for herself. When all we ask is that these VRs, we're only going to be. I'm sure between me and my buddies, these are going to be done and gone in a few days.
You know, it'd be even better. You said there's a bunch of red ones in here, right, Silent?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
See all those red ones?
Mm-hmm.
Those are your favorites.
Looks over. Those are whose favorites?
They're her favorites. So if you really want to just play a good prank on her, you should pick all of them.
In due time, I'm sure. If we pick them, the sooner they'll not start to not be so fresh. We're gonna just kind of graze as we stay here and hang out for a little bit.
Do what?
Like this, and he kind of grabs another 2 or 3 and pops them just like candy into his mouth. And they all start to play some music again and giggle and laugh. Let me do some rolls real quick to see what happens on those things. All right. The two of them start laughing kind of hysterically, and they kind of have a struggle kind of getting back into the song rhythm and flow a little bit. The other one just kind of stumbles a bit and falls to his butt and just starts giggling. But he's they're just kind of looking at you. He climbs back, he pulls himself back up. This girl have a merry time for quite a bit. It's weird. It's like they're inebriated, but somehow comfortable in their inebriated state, as if they spend a lot of time in a slightly drunken or drug stupor. These aren't they seem to be used to the effects of some of these shrooms.
Does it look like they've done any, like, not actual damage, but, like, you know, damage when someone says, have you, like, done damage to your meal? How many mushrooms have they eaten out of this field, can I tell? Like, a roundabouts?
I mean, they're just been grazing at it, and it's only the 5 of them. I mean, they're even though they are kind of more built up, obviously they're kind of used to this kind of gluttonous consumption. So they're probably eating a little bit more than the normal group of 5 or 6 could do. But I would say even just their brief time here, they've only maybe cleared out 5% of the ones here. So there's, for just these 5 alone, they're probably a little bit more than that. I would say about 10 to 15% of them. And they've been there for just some time.
Can I tell how long they've been here?
We got here a little bit earlier, or late last night, really. I stumbled upon this, and Yodi was kind of bummed that we were here already, kind of messing with her stuff. She actually got here. It's kind of, we got here kind of in the middle of the night coming from another fantastic party elsewhere. But when we stumbled in here on this beautiful treasure trove of goodies, we continued the party here, and then Yodi came really, really early in the morning, and she wanted us out of her hair, and she wanted all the mushrooms to herself, and we said, no way, we're going to be here for a little bit to enjoy.
Which ones are your favorite?
I don't know. I like them all a lot.
Oh, come on. Everyone has a favorite.
The purple ones with green stripes are really good. They have a little bit of a, as far as mushrooms go, a slight citrus taste for somehow.
What about... No, go on.
No.
What about these ones? And I point to a red one.
Well, we haven't really had too many of them. They're not my top favorite, but they do have a little bit of a fun benefit to it. And he kind of looks over at the one friend that's just completely laying on his side now. He's not even really trying to stand anymore. But he's just kind of lazily playing along and strumming his instrument. They're really good. They all have their property. They all have their uses.
Why don't you take them some with you? Or, if you're really nice, why don't you stay here and eat those?
Oh, well, we fully intend to. Would you and your invisible friend like to join us?
Oh, no, I'm allergic to mushrooms. Unless it's been an hour, yes, he is.
No, it
'Cause
has not been an hour.
I
Not
find it
yet.
amusing to keep him invisible.
It is good. Yes, we fully intend to, and they kind of all drink. At that point, kind of cheers at the glasses that they're all kind of drinking the various cocktails.
How often does your party move?
And it depends on how long the what's the word I'm looking for? Supplies last.
What if they continue to last?
This is going to be the best spot we've ever found. Then
Wait here. Well, you're not going anywhere. Have fun.
oh,
And I'm gonna
okay.
head back.
All right. Bart, you're still hanging out there? Actually, let me just see. I don't. I think what you save on this song, you don't ever save on it again. I just want to double check, but I think it only lasts for an hour or two. Yes, it only is an hour, and what? No, you technically can have to make the save again. I thought. Wait.
These guys are clearly not hostile. They're just here to have a good time, and the sun has not gone down yet. So,
Yep, that's what they're currently
really
doing.
going anywhere. So, he's going to engage in the singing and the dancing and the music and the eating and drinking and kind of relive good times.
You know, maybe it's the effects of the charm spell, but you are finding more enjoyment from food and drink, even though it's been a long time since they've given you any kind of true sustenance. But for the moment, even though it's magically induced, most likely, you do seem like you're truly savoring some of the flavors and some of the benefits. Although we know it to just be superficial and it's pleasure, but in the current moment, you're enjoying your kind of blissful ignorance. And Nika, they do not forbid you or prevent you at any means by going back, leaving. So you head back to the group and leave the satyrs behind with Captain Bart enjoying in the merriment. You return back to the rest of the group, and you will find, the others continue to pick mushrooms. And it looks like Cronus and Lorna just got done picking some various colors, and Baxon looks like Bax actually just finished picking up a few clumps of red ones. And yeah, Edith seems to be picking some things up, but distracted. But she's got a weird variety of things.
Right. So first, don't eat the mushrooms. So I just kind of pop out and take down my hood. Second, did we know where the gnome lives? Because I have an idea.
Oh, yeah, she would have given you a general idea.
The mushrooms make you high. Potentially poison you, judging from the satyrs that are partying up that way. Also, Bart's partying with them. Magic may or may not have been involved.
I imagine that there's like flashing lights of different color.
Potentially. But they do like eating the mushrooms, and I think if we can facilitate a deal with whatever her name was, I don't remember what Anika would. That could potentially help her, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you can get them to clear out just the red ones and...
Oh, no. This is a long-term solution.
Well, yeah, no, but like, they only eat the red ones and...
Have you ever tried reasoning with people who are high and drunk?
Nope. No, Lorna hasn't.
Yeah, no. Like, I could sell someone their own shoe, but I'm pretty sure that's a tall ask there.
Yeah. So what are you thinking?
I'm thinking if they keep moving from party to party, why not just have a permanent party with red mushrooms?
That is true.
Not as long as she's willing to sacrifice some of her other mushrooms to get rid of the red mushrooms as well.
I mean, that's true. Could be a good idea.
Could be.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't eaten the mushrooms, have you?
Let me just roll a d20. Let me just see. She holds up the stalk of one without a top.
Yay!
My bad.
Let me go find something for
Yes!
that.
Yes! Do you need the 101 mushrooms?
What's that?
The 101 mushrooms table.
Is
Of
it really
course.
that such a thing? Where's that?
Homebrew, probably.
Hold on.
The internet.
Yeah, I have used this many times. Let me just quickly send that over. Have fun. There are great ones on there.
Shades of Trow.
Well, I actually already had a good list, but I want to add to it. Let me grab this real quick.
I based a whole
Wait a minute.
character just on this list.
We basically got the same thing. I was at D&D Speak as well. I found the drugs and their effects. You found the mushrooms and their effects.
Yeah.
But that's even better because it will have better descriptions of mushrooms, and I won't have to improv as much.
Yeah.
But so you go ahead and I will go ahead and need a Constitution saving throw. Or not. We'll see how you handle this one.
I'm good at Constitution. Fuck.
What do you mean, fuck? That's a 19.
I know.
Oh, you're not high. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't get by with just eating mushrooms and not feeling anything, but you're not you're not stupor or poisoned or any of that effects.
Mm-hmm.
You just got a little bit of a slight wobble as you just got a kind of slight lean to you as you move and stuff. The trees and stuff are just kind of starting to just kind of breathe just slightly.
Okay. I like it.
Things just seem a little bit more vibrant to you at the moment. A little bit more. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, nothing severe. It's very mellow. It's very enjoyable. It's nothing crazy.
Okay.
Yeah. And that was you just ate one of the green ones.
Ooh.
So there you go. Sorry that.
The
That's
green ones are
that.
fun,
So
you guys. You can see the trees
because
breathe.
some of them aren't. And as Leonie explained too, some of these are not just for that. Some of them do have medicinal and other kind of properties to them too. A lot of them, in variety, especially taken in blend, usually are trippy in their nature.
Yeah, I should probably clarify. Don't eat the red ones.
Oh no?
I mean, the one who did is just sort of laying there now. So,
Oh.
not really gonna help with all whatever.
They
Well,
don't kill you, do they?
no, he's still breathing.
Oh, okay. She, closes her bag again.
Good to know. Well, y'all have fun doing manual labor. I'm gonna go scheme.
Do you need help?
Don't you want to enjoy your high with manual labor?
You're probably right.
But if you want to come, go for it.
Nah. You and Faye got this.
Okay. Just start skipping away.
All right. So who's doing or who's going? Where are you going, Anika? And who's going with you?
Faye's coming with me. We're going to the gnome, who I'm sure has a name, but I was really bad and didn't write it down.
Yep. So you want to head over to Yodi's house? Okay.
Yes.
And so Bart is still going to be at the camp with the satyrs. Cronus, Lorna, and Josel, what are you three doing?
Lorna's looking around at all the trees and the leaves and looking at the mushrooms and picking a lot of mushrooms. Just picking them.
You know what? Joseph's going to patrol the area. He's going to do like a sweep around the group. Maybe like, I don't know, maybe 100 feet. No, that's probably too far. I don't want to get jumped. Let's say 60 feet from the party. Within shouting distance.
Within shouting distance and counterspell distance.
Counterspell doesn't really work when the spellcasters are leaping.
Oh, good point. Okay. So, go ahead and do a perception. Just go ahead and do an investigation check. If you're kind of trying to check the area out, I guess. Okay. Nothing really of especially or note in the immediate area that jumps out at you besides just a field of mushrooms. Go ahead and do that perception check to see how your scouting goes.
Okay.
Okay. What about Ichabod? Is Ichabod still watching Edith right now, or is he helping you? Okay. Go ahead and do a perception check for Ichabod for me.
He has advantage.
Okay. He definitely has sights on Lorna, and he'll, without you focusing on it, you don't see through his eyes, though, right? You have to be focused on that only.
Yeah.
Okay. But he's been watching her, and he's still set to, or has the commands to announce if she tries to approach you.
Wait, so she's approaching?
No. I was just I'm trying to keep Ichabod pulsed and figure out what he's doing. Let me just reread what you sent me earlier too. Okay. Oh, damn it. All right. As you kind of scout the perimeter and walk around to try to see if there's anything else in the area, you're going to see a few creatures and animals just kind of going about their life, and foraging for food and hunting and tending to their little families as as the forest is kind of wandering and alive, not wandering but just alive. Um, You'll only movement that you really see in the immediate area of you is just going to be different types of birds and critters like this. Um, just checking all my notes.
I still think that gnome is a hag. I'm just saying.
All right.
Super
Okay.
suspicious.
All right. So nothing, nothing currently at the moment is happening outside of the immediate area. Faye and Anika, you guys are heading to where Yodi says she lived. By the time you get there, the hour will be up. So let's just for on Bart's charm for sure. So Bart, let's go ahead and do another wisdom saving throw as you are continuing just to be the life of the party. You are no longer invisible. It is and your full pirate glory is there, and it's kind of it's a style and fashion sense that the satyrs are not used to, but thoroughly just are enthralled and enjoy, and they're just continuing enjoying the party. Can you go ahead and do that wisdom for me? All right, that one is just a miss. So you're still going to be enjoying the party with them, with the five satyrs playing their music and their revelry. You have some semblance of will and ability to speak. If there's anything that you'd like to kind of talk to them about or try to ask them, it will be influenced in the sense that they're kind of like your best friends at the moment, though.
He would definitely ask them about Hook if they'd ever seen or heard of him.
I've never seen a pirate really wander around these woods, but the forest is quite large and you can get turned around and lost in a hole for days. And you humans are always crazy and just wandering around and bumping into things, so I'm not surprised to hear of someone coming lost in the woods seeking treasure or other glory.
Gotcha.
What is your friend seeking by chance?
He sought something. Far off to the west, they say, to a land that never was.
I don't know. I think people need to just be more in the moment, enjoy what's here on this planet right before them. We don't always on the bigger and better things. Why can't we just enjoy ourselves in its life in its fullness, and then on to the next experience?
Well, that's how he's enjoying it. That's his enjoyment of it to the fullest. Because for him, you can't just stay in the same place. You gotta go chase the sun.
I understand wanting to move from place to place. So, although that seems very ambitious and very labor intensive, I can definitely understand the call to travel, and they all will kind of raise their glasses to just the nomadic lifestyle and seeking the next the next thing, and they'll all drink to that kind of discussion and cheers. A couple of them popping a few either actual food and some of the other mushrooms in the area. It looks like some of them actually have started to brew some of them instead of just eating them as is. So they're starting to prepare them in different ways versus just eating the same way over and over. Is there anything else that you wanted to say or do?
He's gonna keep
Or
running.
I didn't know if specific question. I didn't know if you wanted to ask them anything more directly or.
Yeah, now that you mention it. Hey, listen. The reason we came out here in the first place was to find a way to, well, where you guys are from, right?
From here.
Oh, no. I'm talking about the other place.
Are you talking about like the true Feywild, like the on the other side, outside of the material plane, where
Aye.
ancestors are from?
Aye.
Yes. I am. There's ways back home, especially in the forest as well. I'm not certain for what you're seeking. Not
You
always
gotta go
that.
But
It's
it's
always
to
a
go
great.
find Hook, you know. It's a lot of people say that he went there.
I don't. Sorry, I don't know anything about this Hook.
No, I'm not asking about him. We established that already. But
Just
we can at least get there. We can move forward. And to be honest, that lady with the mushrooms, I'm not really liking her. You guys are a lot more fun.
gotcha. Of course, there's several places to return to the Feywild and to be in a true Feywild. And again, I kind of think I kind of foresee the Feywild as a kind of a blend between alternate universes as actual places to some degree on the material plane. So, but yeah, they do know of ways to get into the Feywild in general.
Alright. How do we get there?
Well, we just got to find the right door.
Because
Or
you know we need the key for it.
oh no, it's not a real door. It's sometimes you don't even know if you're not paying attention, you could find yourself just wandering right through. Though it'll be quite apparent once you do realize the door that you stepped through. I'm sure you kind of stepped in and out of a few doors on your way into the forest already. And that kind of might explain how the tree life and the fauna has changed and shifted and dynamic, and now it's kind of confusing. Maybe what plane exactly you're in at the moment, just because of just the weird terrain and stuff. It's probably been the first time that you might challenge that. Is like, are we in the material still, or have we walked over somehow?
Especially with the wine and mushrooms in him, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Curious.
It's subtle enough that you probably, like I said, subtle enough that it wasn't. But yeah, sorry. Go ahead, Bart. What were you saying?
Curious.
What? What do I? If you don't mind me asking, are you seeking the Feywild? It's sometimes. I mean, don't get me wrong. The parties are fantastic. The people are wonderful, but sometimes it's the material plane is a little bit more stable and allows for us to have a better enjoyment without such the dangers to our lives.
Oh, no need to worry about danger with my friends. Main reason we're going is to find the Hook fella. He seems to have got his hands on something, or he knows where something is that we need.
I hope you the best of luck finding your friend. But I just I'm sorry, Hayda. I don't have anything else to add on that.
So, a good party.
Okay. So now, Anika and Faye, you've wandered through back where you started picking mushrooms. When you walked away. So it's, it does look thinned out and better groomed, and you continue down the way that Yodi pointed you, and heading in that direction for a good half hour. And again, now you're kind of brought up to speed to where Bart was coming off his first charm effect. You do arrive to a home that's built out of a very, very large mushroom. It's got a little smoke coming out the top, some nice little crude windows fashioned out of it and carved into the carved into it. And you will also see a little garden kind of in the area with a variety of different things out other than mushroom, different kinds of herbs, vegetables, or fruit, just a variety of produce. Some wild in shape and color, but all seem to be edible. You you kind of have to bring me back up to speed what you guys are trying to do here at Yodi's house.
Talk to her.
Okay. So you don't see her immediately in the yard, but as you approach, you see her kind of the door open. She's carrying a basket with some different tools in it. It looks like there's various instruments in the basket. And she's going to start tending to her garden around her house. As you approach, catch her eye. She doesn't really get started on her work before she sees you. She basically sets her tools down and sees you approach. She goes, "You ran out of bags already, or do you need more things to finish your picking?"
Oh no, we're still working on it.
Oh, I'm so glad. It's such a help. Now I get to spend some time on this garden. I hardly ever do. I have to just keep taking care of everything. You see that the garden does have some weeds, and it just needs some extra time and attention that it obviously hasn't been getting.
You know,
Yeah.
there's a solution to your problem out in one of the fields. I think you saw them this morning.
They're still there. I was hoping they would knock themselves stupid out, or move on to something else.
Oh, they're working on the first. But do you know how useful that could be? Like, they willingly eat the mushrooms, even the ones you don't like.
As long as they pick them all tonight, or today, I just need them all cleaned up so that way in the morning we can go. It's ready for the new mushrooms to sprout back up.
That's what I'm. Why don't you use them? Like,
They're not. They wouldn't listen to me. There's no reasoning with them. They're already in a drunken stupor.
That
I
makes
asked them
sense.
just to let me take the red ones. I'm like, you can have. I told them they could have all the other ones, and just let me pick the red ones. And they didn't want to part with any of them.
No. They eat the red ones. If you supply them with the mushrooms you don't want, like, tell them in the field, say, hey, go eat those ones. And let them party. You have workers that you essentially just supply with party material.
She's kind of looking nervously as she is. It is kind of getting later. She's. Well, I'm sorry. She doesn't look nervous. She just looks. She kind of just trying to figure it out. If you could talk them into just eating the red ones, and eating them all night, that would solve my problem. Again, I tried to take just the red ones, and they didn't want to part. They didn't want to part with any of them. So
I don't think you're understanding me.
I agree. If you could talk them to eating just the red ones, that would solve my problem.
Is this a short-term problem for you, or is this an ongoing problem? Because if it's a short-term, I'll leave. Yeah. So why don't, after we do this today, for your short-term issue, why don't you have them help you with the long-term? Like, farmers, I'm assuming, bigger farmers, hire people to do the things they don't want to do. Why don't you do that with them? They're already doing it.
That's fine, as long as if they want to continue to stay here and eat those mushrooms day to day, I'll gladly take the help. But they have all the mushrooms must be picked before bedtime. That was the deal. I want all of my mushrooms. If you want your trick to the your path to the pixies. It's very
Tell me
important
that.
that they're all picked. If you let them
Yes.
go one night, they'll all ruin the rest.
So you keep saying, although that makes no sense, but okay. Why would it ruin them exactly? Like, why does one night matter?
Okay, you've seen them. They just keep getting large. They're large. Just take over everything. They're just massive.
Are they going to take over them all in one night?
They do a lot more damage than that if you let them go too long.
So no.
Completely. You don't want to. You just don't want that to happen. I've been taking care of this forest for long enough. I know how to take care of these gardens, and it's essential that we make sure that they get picked every night.
Right. Yes. Yeah. That's what I was saying. You should hire the satyrs to do that after us, but you're clearly concerned. I'll go now. Just remember we tried to help you twice.
I'm missing, or maybe I'm out of character, just not understanding what you're saying. I understand that you're saying that she could hire the satyrs to continue to help her with the problem. But she's saying that when she
And
asked
she's
them
like,
to deal with the problem that morning,
but she didn't. She came and tried to break up a party and said, do this for me tonight. I'm saying they won't do it tonight. But if you give them time, they'll help you with the problem overall. And she's focused on one night.
No, she's agreeing with you on that, but she's saying it's an imperative that they get picked every night, and it has to be done tonight.
Yes.
So that's still a problem for her, I guess. Is where I'm confused as to what the.
We'll
Well,
still do the work tonight.
Yes, I'm just saying, don't. So, from Anika's head, it's essentially like she's asked the satyrs to do a specific task, and that's all she's asked them. But she hasn't asked for overall to where maybe she gets more satyrs if they find out, hey, we can stay here. If there's mushrooms we eat, just eat these ones. Because, like, how did she do this all one night by herself if she needs all of our helps anyway?
Yeah, that's where I'm stuck at.
That's like, this is not a one-person task or a six-person task. Clearly she needs more help, and here's a way to do it.
You never asked those questions.
I am now.
Are you asking her how she did this stuff?
I'm about to. I'll turn to like walk away and like, wait, how did you even do this by yourself anyway?
Because that's a lot of work.
It takes a long time. You start early in the morning. That's why I was really surprised to see those damn satyrs there already. I know that's the largest area. That's why we start there first. It takes me all day long.
So you could do it by yourself? All of them?
It takes me all day by myself.
Insight.
Same.
I mean, she says. I mean, she's gotten, and she'll also admit that she does get help on. Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna roll because I mean she's being honest in the sense that it does take her all day, like AM to PM, to basically get through all the harvesting. But she will also admit that she has enlisted other travelers from time to time, or other kind of would-be wanderers to kind of help her with her chores as needed. Kind of same kind of barter and trading system she'll kind of apply.
So that's interesting, but also like you do know not a lot of people travel through here, right?
I know, but it's been my responsibility it was my my mother's responsibility and her mother's, and now it's my responsibility.
And while we are still helping you tonight, you do recognize I'm talking about for like tomorrow night. And the night after, and the night after, and the night after. You may view the satyrs as a nuisance because they don't help as organized as we are. But if you get a lot of them, and even if they are disorganized, that's a lot less work for you. You know that, right?
Oh, of course, of course. If you could talk them into that, they are welcome to stay, but they must, as long as they agree to eat all of the red mushrooms every night, then they are welcome to stay and enjoy my garden as long as possible. She just seems very excited about this possibility. But please, hurry, finish the task. It is getting late. I'd like you guys to hopefully be done soon and bring back the goodies that you found. And I promise to make you all a delicious dinner and some tea of whatever the group's desire. Some of you may or may not like to enjoy some of the delicacies.
Like them.
Um,
I just
and she
needed
just
to know if I could make a promise on your behalf. So good to know. Bye.
just if you trust the satyrs to do the job, then that'll work.
I trust they like to party and get high.
All right. Is there anything else you guys want to ask her?
I'm good, Faye.
I'm good.
All right. So you guys start walking back, and she's kind of wrapping up a little bit, pulling out some of the weeds and the other overgrowth that she just haven't had time to get to. And as you break line of sight, you continue your way back, and she's left tending to her house chores. You see here.
I don't trust that woman.
I need
Why?
a perception check from Ichabod, please.
$23.
With advantage. Okay. Jesus Christ. She doesn't have a fucking chance, man. So you will catch Edith again trying to break line of sight. She's kind of naturally wandered herself again to the line of the tree line, and as soon as she thinks no one's noticing, or that she can get find a hiding spot to even hide from Ichabod, as she briefly would have to tuck away, Ichabod's already on to her, and her inability to execute so agile makes her kind of look more of a stumbling fool, trying to pull it off. She collects herself and just kind of says some words to herself in obvious frustration, but she doesn't seem like she's given up. Quite yet. You just try to see her talking, or Ichabod just kind of see her talking to herself and fidgeting, and just kind of frustrated with the thing. What are Lorna, Cronus, and Josel? You guys will now see Faye and Anika return. What would the five of you like to do? As it's been about 30 minutes, and I will say that you guys, if you were to continue to pick and graze on the mushrooms and try to harvest the red ones along the way, you're going to probably get a little bit closer and start hearing more of the music and the laughter. Though you don't see them, but you definitely have full kind of idea where they're at and where they're partying at as you've continued along. So you all five are together again.
Yeah. So while they were gone, Cronus would have stopped and then found like a rock to sit on and started feeding Umbra.
Laura's
okay.
taking a break.
Just like dropping some meat like through the cage. So.
Okay. Umbra will go ahead and start eating some of the food. Go ahead and roll animal handling at disadvantage. Well, I'll just do straight roll, because you guys got disadvantage on all animal handling or charismatic checks against Umbra for the next 4 days.
So 20.
Yeah, that's pretty good. She will enjoy the meat to the cage. Slowly seems to be. She enjoys the food, but her glare at you seems to that she's still kind of getting over heart feelings from the wrestling match, because the actual fight you guys had to try to get the harness on her. It is. Wait, Umbra is a her, right? Or am I messing it up? Is it a he or
You
her?
told me it was a male.
Oh, yeah, he's kind of angry at you. Sorry about that. Um, yeah, he's angry still with you from that. Is there anything else that you guys would like to do, or Faye, or anything you want to say as you rejoin the group?
Hmm.
Having fun?
You know, I kind of wish I would have cast detect magic before we spoke to her. I don't trust her.
Why don't you trust her?
Yeah.
Something just seems off.
She
Why
lives out in the
really-
forest by herself picking mushrooms every day. You'd go crazy too.
Yeah, that tracks.
It's just, why does she really need it done today?
You
Is
know,
there anything special about today?
one of my
Uh-huh.
sisters is a druid, and she sometimes gets like that when like there's a specific time of day that you need something done, especially for the plants because they're very finicky. I just let her do her thing, and I just don't even go in her greenhouse. It just never
mean-
ends up well.
The thing that's probably keeping her last bit of sanity is just having the routine. Get
That
up,
is
pick
true.
mushrooms, go to bed.
Yeah, I see, but like she gets a bunch of other travelers to do it when they pass through here. Which reminds me, I need to go con some satyrs into helping her.
Want some help?
Sure. But strange, yes. Malicious, I don't think so.
No, well, you two have fun with the satyrs. I'm going to stand here and watch Joyce. Will be paranoid and think of a way to help out Edith.
Yeah, I've been
Yep.
thinking about that too.
I mean, Blackbird, did give him a coin purse and tell our new friend to try and steal it, so.
He's trying to turn her into like
Also,
a rogue, maybe.
Steal it from one of the most paranoid people we have around us.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he thought that one through. Well, actually, he probably did.
I mean, it is good training, I guess.
Really,
It's a
he
little
should have just
extreme.
given me the coin purse, and I probably would have lost it.
Yeah, that's not much training.
I mean, if she does succeed, it would be very impressive.
It would be.
I mean, quite honestly, asking me to do that while telling Joseph that I'm going to steal it is going to make it difficult for even me.
Same here, honestly. Especially when he has help. He'd have to take out the bird first.
So, what would you guys like to do? Just continue, or what are you doing now, Anika? And are you guys hang out here for a little bit, or are you guys heading back towards Bart then now?
Towards Bart.
And is it
Towards
just
the
you,
party,
or
pirate.
who's all joining you?
I think I'm joining her. I don't know who else is coming.
I'm staying behind with Cronus. I
Okay.
think it's just those two.
All right. All right. So the two of you head forward to kind of rejoin the satyrs. Anika showing the way to you, Faye. And you will approach Bart and the other satyrs drinking revelry. As you guys are making your way back, oh, go ahead. Someone was going to say something. Oh, I need another perception check from Ichabod.
She is quite determined. 21.
Okay. Jeez, that was her best one yet. So she, similar tactics. She's trying to break that line so she can at least have a chance at getting close to you. Otherwise, but seeing that she keeps getting found out and it's frustrated with you, she does start to approach you, and Ichabod, as being instructed, starts to screech as she kind of walks up to you. And she will just point blank ask you, why do you my thing? What kind of owl is that?
The best damn owl in the world.
No. So I guess let me out of character ask: is there something visibly different? Like, is there something that would signify a familiar over a real creature?
I don't think so.
I don't know if like familiars had like special markings or magical in nature, so therefore
It's mostly
just
flavor.
Okay.
Flavor for the players, but mine just looks like a normal owl, normal great horn owl.
Gotcha.
He is fey.
Your owl is making it my task quite difficult, I must admit. If you really wish for me to not try or not bother, I can tell Bart that you were against this task, but if you wish for me to continue to try to take the purse from you, I will continue to do so. I don't want to fail Captain Bart on the first task he has assigned me, but I could tell that you are not enjoying this at all. And to be honest, I'm not really enjoying it either.
Then why are you doing it?
Because it's what Bart has asked me to do. And he's my master, I guess. I don't know what I am to him at the moment.
Just cut to the Feywild, and it's like, honey, say do you remember? Never was a cloudy day.
Oh God.
Well, I don't really trust you. You're
you don't really know me. I get it.
and I also find it very suspicious that you and your company were attacking. You were the sole survivor, and you just kept following the boy and joined our group, which I have to say, our group is are tasked with an important task. It just seems very suspicious. Did you hear that?
Sorry. Go ahead and do an insight check. She's on her Josel.
Gonna murder me. Yeah, she's gonna murder me.
Okay.
Gonna wait till I'm asleep.
She'll there's a shift in language and expression, but it's momentary and fleeting, and only a keen eye would really catch the nuances of her, of possibly what that would mean. But you can glean enough with the fact that from that shift and change that there's obviously some kind of reaction or discomfort to the words that you're saying. As to what those feelings are, it's hard for you to read, but she's definitely reacting to what you're saying to her. And she will kind of just be like, I understand. It's just better with what I was. It's just better to share whatever. She goes, I don't think that you guys would have let me come with you if you know the entirety of my traveling party, if you will. And she'll just kind of this is a private conversation. Like, she's trying to be discreet and only have it between just the two of you. So actually, at that point, I will go ahead and move us to the other channel real quick. And obviously, you share if you wish. Here we go. Bloop. And hello.
Hello.
There we go. All right. So she'll just kind of like you caught on, or she just kind of looks nervously at you, and she goes, "I really don't."
You got cut out there.
Struggling with whether or not to share more information with you. She looks like she wants to share something extra with you, but she just seems scared that you're like she's starting sentences and stopping them, and she just looks kind of scared to share anything with you because she just already knows that you don't trust her like her. So she's kind of wondering if being honest, or not that she's been dishonest, but even more forthcoming with information, if that would work, or I guess you wouldn't get that from your insight check, but that's where she's kind of speaking from right now. I'm sorry, I was all over the place. Let me know if you need me to clarify that at all.
All right. Well, spit it out.
Wasn't exactly an apprentice as much as kind of like a. Make sure Nika doesn't hear this. A slave. A forced servitude, maybe. Just I was kind of yeah, she just kind of admits that she was not really traveling on her own free will when she was attacked. And but those that did attack her captor, she said the only reason she was able to kind of get away is that she was, in bond. She was they didn't have anything to do with her. They seemed to be after her masters in the attack. They were after some kind of box. She'll kind of describe to you some chest that they carried with them at all. From city to city. The last one, they were heading. Yeah, they said that they stole a box from the carriage she was in. They left her piece, and she was, not with them. And And let me see, what else do I got in my notes? With you and kind of confidence at that point.
They were after the box.
I don't know the contents of the box, but I just know that they carried it from city to city that they traveled to.
And
We
that's
were back to we were on our way to Kathleen from Nisselnor last. When we were kind of ran when we were caught at the crossroads on the way to Sunos.
and I guess you're following us because what, you don't know how to think for yourself?
I'm worried that if I kind of stay too long in Sunos, those that associates of my former masters might recognize me, and I figured the best way to kind of stay out of trouble is to stay on the move. And, Bax is a very sweet boy, and I haven't had really a lot of, friendship in a while. Someone I could actually confide in or trust in. So he's been just really a whole breath of fresh air.
So what's your plan?
I guess right now it's a day at a time. Maybe to get off this continent, move to. I've always wanted to see what the Eastern Kingdoms are like. See some other kind of parts of the world that I've never seen before. See what else there is to learn. What else I can make. Looking just kind of just. Yeah, she's just kind of speaking very general stuff. She doesn't seem like she has a concrete plan. She's just kind of a kind of young, starry-eyed kid that wants to, now that she's kind of found this new freedom, kind of get away from where she was. She goes, I have, several wishes on my wish list. Several things to do, several people I hope to meet before I meet my maker, if you will. But none of those kind of items, all those seem like wishes on, just wishing and hoping, but never really seemed possible until, I found my freedom. And go ahead and do a perception check, and I'll go ahead and give you advantage because now you know a little bit more of her background. You'd be a little bit more aware to certain things, and it's very subtle. She obviously wasn't like a slave that did any kind of massive labor or any kind of like took any crazy physical torture and stuff like that. But there are some subtle indications that places that you would thought were just like simple scars make sense that like, oh, maybe that scar around her wrist isn't from like some kind of accidental cut. Maybe it's from maybe shackles or something else that she was bound with at one point. Just little things like that start to kind of make sense in her, the way she kind of carries herself and moves. Just little subtle things that wouldn't really catch anyone's eye, but now just knowing a little bit more about her, it's something that she, you would be aware of just from knowing what she shared with you. She just kind of, again, she's just like, she just could tell that you just don't even like this task that Bart gave her, and so she's just like, I won't do the task if you truly don't, if you're not comfortable with it. But she's like, I can't. I'm not gonna let down him either. If you, I'm going to try my hardest, and your Al's becoming a pain in the ass, and I might have to deal with it soon.
Did any of those bandits got away with the box?
I mean, the box was missing once I was able to kind of assess the situation, so I can only imagine that yes, they got the box they were seeking.
Do you remember what any of them looked like?
Mm. Don't remember any specific individual uh, in the attack, but I do recall, the clothing, and one of them did wear an odd kind of what do they call that thing? It's what's on your cape or cloak, like an insignia or just some kind of emblem, I guess, upon the cloak as they were kind of riding by on their
Crest, I
horses.
guess.
I'm sorry?
Like a crest?
Yeah, a crest of sorts upon their cloak. She does recall a little bit of that. Seeing on some of the riders, they were wearing armor and their face obscured, but they were not just wearing crude leathers and stuff like that. Some of these had actual plated or half plate. There's a variety of men and different and women of different armor and weaponry, but she just will remember that the thing that stands out most in her mind is the insignia or the emblem on the cloak was these silver silver kind of like fist on the cloak, and yeah, that's really the only thing she really recalls from the raid.
Do I recognize that description?
No, it's really kind of vague, and what your party's been exposed to so far. It's kind of really the first kind of mention of this kind of faction, or whatever this emblem is tied to. They didn't speak. They didn't listen to the pleas. They killed, everyone I traveled with, incinerated them, if you will. She'll kind of describe that they had arcane powers in addition to blades and stuff. And yeah, took what they wanted. Yeah.
What exactly were you as a slave? What jobs did they give you?
Usually I was kind of their test subject at times. Different concoctions and things, potions, brews, tests, if you will, to see how certain things improved or disproved. And I learned quite a few things on my own, but through the painful process, and oftentimes it was kind of creating other kind of sustenance or supplies or utility items for my captains, and then it would just be waiting on them, basically on hand and foot for meals, bed, bath, dress. Yeah.
Do you really want
So
to sneak around, or do you just want to do something else? What do
I
you
got.
learn?
I think becoming a little bit. It does sound promising, but I really think I might have a knack for something. I feel just something pulling me more towards just something magical. I don't know. I just like nature of the Feywild. I just feel almost like called to it, just kind of in tune with it. Like it just feels like in the right place. Like maybe I could learn to do some of the crazy things I've seen others do. Maybe that's just kind of wishful thoughts, and she'll suggest that she knows that basically she has explored the possibility of having some kind of magic capabilities, but she obviously seems to be interested expanded upon. Like she's just suggesting that she thinks she has some magical abilities that she just doesn't understand, but obviously she has no experience with them yet, so it's just still more hopefuls and wishfuls.
All right. Can you read?
Of course I can read. Can't brew. We can't be making potions and not be able to read the ingredients from time to time.
Do you wish to learn magic through books?
If that's how I have to do it.
I mean, I guess it's a start.
She kind of just like, I've learned only a thing or two so far, and she'll kind of let me roll something. She'll go ahead and start to meagerly kind of move her hands and focus, and she will, for a moment, and it seems very kind of in and out, she will try to cast a cantrip of minor illusion, and it doesn't really take form completely. But you're familiar with the spell, and but it doesn't actually successfully go off. She goes, I don't know, maybe I just don't get it. I haven't really. This is basically as far as I've been able to get.
Yeah, that was pretty shitty. He will take out Zeke's spell book, Ezekiel's spell book, and he's going to hand it to her.
She kind of just looks bewildered at it. What is this?
A wizard that died. It's yours now.
Mm-hmm.
He was working on something. Maybe you could finish it.
Okay. She kind of takes the book from you, and puts it in, or opens it real quick to kind of, and it's just massive. It is an enduring spell book too, I think. What Ezekiel found, and she's just kind of marveling at all the all the complicated details about all the spells that are already scribed in there, and then she finds the notes on the one spell that he was working on, and her eyes just wow. She goes, "This would take me just such a long time. Just pure study to even start to comprehend how to begin."
Yeah, I suggest you stop wasting time and start reading. Also here, and he hands her the purse, the coin purse.
She smiles and takes the purse. So I don't think Captain Bart will wants me to be my studies to kind of interfere with his chores and work, but I will I will use my free time wisely and really kind of pore over these things. And she just looks kind of smile, or she's just happy on various different levels. She'll just kind of. It's been this ever since I've came across your group or met Bax. Really, things have seemed to just gotten better. She'll just kind of marvel that she just really is happy to be there, and then she kind of goes back to picking up mushrooms. I'll go ahead and move us back to the other channel before, unless is there anything that you want to say or ask or.
As she turns to go back, Joseph's be like, Joseph's gonna be like, if I find out I can't trust you, I'm gonna kill you. No pressure though.
Well, she'll try to make a joke, and she'll say, "Well, if I study this book well enough, maybe I'll be able to kill you." And then she's like, "Ooh, then maybe that's a bad joke." And she kind of makes that weird face. I mean, defend myself against you. I'm sorry. And then she just kind of walks away before she makes the situation even worse. She'll say, what is your, or actually she'll ask you too real quick. Just, she's like, thank you. Or she, just that. And she'll just be like, what, what you told me what your owl is, but what is your owl's name?
His name is Ichabod.
And she'll just continue the beaming smile and just connecting with you, and again begin mushrooms. And I'm gonna go ahead and move us back up there.
Ed,
Yep.
come on.
All right. So, Cronus and Lorna, you will see that Joseph and Edith just finished a private chat off to the side of the picking. She has returned back to the side of Bax and helped picking some more things. You want to, well, Cronus, you are pretty perceptive too. Why don't you both go ahead and give me a perception? Okay. All right. So Cronus and Lorna, you both would have seen, just her kind of returning back over, and she just seems to be actually pretty pleasantly happy after speaking with Josel. Lorna, you will glean a little bit more, notice a little bit more, but it seems like she might be carrying a small little bag, maybe a purse object, but it's kind of hard to make out exactly what she's carrying, but she seems to be also carrying something away from the conversation.
Lorna kind of
real quick go over to Fade and Nika, who are, if you guys want to consider that, or actually before I do that, is there anything you want to do with that information, or anything that you guys would like to do as you are guys still picking?
I was just going to lean over to Cronus and kind of point at her. I think she got the bag. Whether or not he gave it to her or she actually took it, who knows?
I mean, either way, it's she was only tasked with getting it.
That is true. She could have had words with him and got him to give it to her. It's one way of getting it. Maybe not his idea, but...
Well, as you guys discuss and continue your chores, Anika and Faye, you do see Bart enjoying the company of the 5 satyrs. The satyrs look or greet Anika back. Like, the little ones return. I don't know if you shared.
Not tell them my name.
And they're like, she brought a friend. And
Did.
As you guys kind of approach again, I will need you both to make wisdom saving throws.
Oh boy. I'm good at these. I'm gonna use luck.
Okay, Anika, you're good. And there you
Actually, no. Was
overcome
this a charm effect?
It
Yeah.
is a charm effect.
Well, it would have been the 26 regardless. So.
Oh, you're good then.
Why would you attempt to resist it? It's a party. Have fun.
Party on my own time.
You may choose
I
to
can't
fail.
help it. I'm part Fae.
So you still enjoy or do get the sensation of joy or just kind of the pleasure of the music and the enjoyment of the party vibe, but it does not overwhelm your senses and charm you to that extent. What would you guys like to do as you return to the group of partiers? Welcome back. What did you find?
How would you like to stay here and party longer?
They've been eating for a little bit. They've been gone for maybe like an hour now. There's still hardly a dent in the mushrooms that are left, but they're just very happy.
So, how would you like to stay partying here?
That's the plan. We've been going at it all day, and there's just so many mushrooms here. We think we'll have plenty for at least maybe a week.
What if it was longer?
Exactly. You could be here a lot longer, enjoying these delicious mushrooms.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that would be wonderful. I mean, Yodi probably wouldn't love it at all. So after me and her, she seems to be grumpy and not very easy to deal with.
You just don't know how to deal with her.
That's fair. And to be fair, we were already a little bit intoxicated when we first got here.
Exactly. As long as you promise to eat the red mushrooms, you can stay here as long as you like.
Oh, the red mushrooms are good, but I don't know if I can eat all of them. They kind of
sounds like
they kind of make me they make us a little sleepy, a little tired.
Sounds like you need more friends to help you, doesn't it?
As the other ones do that we really enjoy.
Who says you have to eat them now? Just pick them. Make a game out of it.
Make a game. Make a bit of a challenge out of it.
I don't know.
Why not? What if you never had to move your anymore? Do you always have a spot?
I do like the idea of having an endless supply of entertainment and fun.
Exactly.
But they don't want to pick all of them. There's just so many, and they kind of look lethargically. And plus, I really don't want to pick them all in one night. I would like to keep some so they can keep growing and they can keep more and more. And I don't want to clear them out all in one night. Then we'll run out of all of them.
Hey, from what I hear, they keep coming back.
Coming back.
She said she does it every day, so it seems they grow back every
Besides, what if you made some of them dry them out? Make some tea. Imagine what that could do. Think about it.
How? I don't know. That's still a lot of work. He looks at the other. He's like, I could promise to pick a few. We all, I guess, could pick a few, but I don't know. I really would like to just enjoy what we have. We only have time, or we're going to really spend our time picking the ones we want to enjoy and partake in.
Hey.
It's not really relaxing if we're sitting there doing all that work.
Have you ever heard the expression, work hard, party harder?
No, I am not.
I mean, the harder you work...
He looks at his other brothers and friends. He's like, have any of you other satyrs heard that? And like, no. They've heard, they're like, I've heard if If a little is good, more is better.
Isn't a little of the mushrooms good?
Yeah, and more of them is better.
Exactly. So, like, if someone were to say burn all of these, you wouldn't really have any more, would you? So maybe before she decides to kick you all out of the fields, you should help her out.
They kind of laugh. That old lady, there's no way that she could kick us out.
Oh, but she
Yeah.
has a habit of hiring adventurers, don't you know?
But we will just continue to enjoy the company like we enjoy your company. Like your friend has continued to enjoy his company, our company, and they're just kind of looking over at Bart as. Actually, Bart, go ahead and do another wisdom save. It's been a minute since you've done a wisdom save. Bart is still very much so enjoying the party. Perhaps we'll play a game because I like fun, and maybe if we make a game out of picking the mushrooms, it'll be fun. If we win a round, then we'll pick some mushrooms. Or I'm sorry, if we win, then no one picks any mushrooms. But if you win, then I'll let you pick a clump of the red mushroom. I just don't want them all gone.
Made no sense because then I don't win either way. What about this?
That you've done what she's asked you to do.
How about this instead? We'll play your game. If you win, you pick the red mushrooms and you get some of the other one. If I win, you pick the red mushrooms. Deal? Well,
just to be clear on the detail, what's the deal exactly? It's if you win their game.
If I win, they pick the red mushrooms. If they win, they pick the red mushrooms, and they can have some of the other ones.
But we don't intend to pick.
Think of all the fun the game can have, though. Don't you want to win?
Lots of fun.
I still don't want to pick any mushrooms. For the ones that you get for if you can answer my riddles, I will let you pick the ones that you want. If you answer all 4 my questions, I'll let you pick all the red ones.
Are you going to stop us from picking them now? If we don't play your game?
All of them. You may have a few and enjoy and partake in the festivities, but no, you can't just come in here and pick all our fresh, beautiful mushrooms, just like Yodi was trying to do.
Why can't we? How are you 5 going to stop us?
They're just. This is it's the first time the party has gotten a little tense. It's a kind of part of the party where the DJ goes. It's kind of. Well, that doesn't sound like a very friendly intended question. Perhaps that's not how you meant it.
It is, but I'm starting to wonder if you're actually trying to help me at all. Because with your game, I don't win either way.
It's not a very fun game if it's not equal parts on both sides.
Unless you can tell me exactly.
We were here first, and you are our guest.
Are we now?
Like our game, and you don't like. If you don't want to be part of the party, then you can see yourself out of the party.
How about this? What if we make your party better, and you still pick the red mushrooms?
Go on.
Well, like I said, you haven't tried any of these in tea before, have you? I've heard they're a lot better when they're cooked. And while she does the cooking, I can play music. I can actually play very good music.
And I'm quite the good dancer as well.
Let's play our game. If you win, then yes, we will pick all the mushrooms and you can make us this lovely tea.
You still haven't told us what the game is.
Oh, it's just simple riddles. It's just I just like to ask you a question or two, and well, hold on. The arrangement is that you would give them if you picked, you would cook them the tea. Or are you suggesting that Yodi would are you taking them back to Yodi to cook the tea, or
Oh, we would.
just make it here? Okay.
So if we don't need the game at all, if you want tea and good music, pick the red mushrooms. Or we can play your game and you still pick the red mushrooms because we're going to win.
You're so
Would you
confident
rather
in your talents and ability. Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
I have to
Both
be.
both of us, or just Anika?
Just Anika. She's the only one that's talking really at the moment.
I have to be confident in my talents. Have you seen me compared to what most of us look like? And I point at Faye.
Hey, hurtful.
I meant size-wise.
Not that much taller. I'm
You're
the second
twice my
shortest.
size and you're the second shortest. Exactly.
All right. Well, if you promise, that's pretty good persuasion.
Party harder, get the job done, and then we have even more fun. And then you don't have to pick mushrooms at all after we've picked them for you, do you?
So I kind of feel like we're being slightly taken advantage of our current state. I'll agree to these arrangements, and they seem fair and all best for all parties involved. But I must insist, if we are going to strike this deal, I think that all parties
what?
state of mind. If you think all parties should be in the same state of mind agreeing to this, and he'll offer you a bag full of mushrooms. He goes, if you guys want to partake and enjoy with us, we will definitely allow the mushrooms to be picked and brewed into a tea.
And you will help do that.
Of course.
Shake on it first.
If you enjoy the festivities with us, then prove that we can trust you guys. And yes,
Hold my hand out and take a mushroom.
I'll take one as well.
I don't put it in my mouth. I'm waiting for him to grab my hand before I bite it.
He's looking to you guys to eat it as in form of the handshake or the agreement.
Is this a fake custom to where you don't shake hands, or?
Oh, I just a handshake can mean more than just a simple handshake, and you know that, my dear. I think I made my terms pretty straightforward.
I pull out the stem and then eat it.
This is kind of the first time where him and really the other two are kind of like more starting to get a little irritated. It's kind of more irrational irritation that they're just kind of like, they're high, they're just having fun, but you guys are trying to talk them into labor, and now they're kind of getting frustrated with this whole. You guys are seeming like narcs.
Ate the mushroom.
We did, just taking out the stems.
Cause texture.
I will need a Constitution saving throw from the both of you, please.
Okie dokie.
Hey, where did my thing go?
I'm gonna use luck.
All right.
Nope, that's not help.
All right. Okay. All right. So, Anika, you swallow the one that you were given, and again, you start to feel this kind of warm sensation over your entire body. After a few minutes, after it takes a little bit of time to take effect, and you're just starting to feel a little bit of something, just to kind of blending the lines and just letting things kind of move and breathe, just ever so slightly to kind of. But you aren't like intoxicated or completely poisoned or irrational. You're completely aware of your own thoughts. It's just a pleasant feeling that you're experiencing. As for you, Faye, you immediately start to feel kind of the odd, or the mushrooms really kind of messing with your body. It starts off, enjoyable, but eventually kind of takes a turn for the worse. Let's see how long, and this will take effect. All right. For the next 3 hours, you are going to think that you are under the effects of the reduced person, like so shrunk. You're going to think you're not actually shrunk, but you're going to think that you are shrunk, and kind of like not microscopic, but like itty bitty and like almost like a bug. So you're going to think that people are going to have a hard time hearing you since you're so far away from them, since you're such a little creature now. And so you're going around thinking that you're just this miniature person now, even though you are still completely full size. It's very confusing to those that are not inebriated, but the others are just kind of laughing as you kind of partake and enjoy. Excellent. Well, let's get to work and have some fun. And you've convinced the satyrs to take a break from the partying, or to keep partying and collecting more mushrooms. And they'll go ahead and start working with you to collect all the red mushrooms. It's going to take some time, but especially with working with all of you kind of working in a little bit of a stupor, you're okay, Anika. And we'll go ahead and get Bart another wisdom check here. Well, if they take a break to look for this, I will say the music kind of stops. I still think you're charmed. Or does it stop as soon as they're done playing music? It makes sense to me that it would stop as soon as they play me. Let me make sure I'm reading it right. I think it makes sense that it stops once they completely stop the music. So once all 5 stop playing, they start working on this. Bart, you will finally kind of regain your control of your own consciousness, and not that you were unconscious, it's just that you were kind of compelled to feel a certain way. But now you are on your own rationale. The food and drink is not offering as much pleasure as it was when you were under the charmed effect. We'll play another song in a minute, and we can, and then we'll keep the party going. But we made a deal, and as long as we help these ladies pick these mushrooms, they're going to help us brew a wonderful tea that's supposed to be amazing, and really enjoyable.
And I did promise music, and I'm actually going to play and mage hand mushrooms while doing that.
Okay.
Anika, was your mage hand always that big?
I just move it closer to Faye so that it gets bigger as she's looking at it.
So as you try to pick up the mushrooms and keep up with the group, you're in your head running to make up the distance, but in actuality, the others just kind of see you moving like a sloth in real life.
Just taking little baby steps,
yeah. she's currently looks like she's living in the mushrooms on the ground that she's picking up at the moment.
I think I'm small, so my stuff should be small. I'm getting on the broom. Because I'm carrying the broom, so it should have shrunk with me.
Yeah, you're carrying the broom, flying over the mushrooms, and you're looking like you want to take your bladed weapons like an axe to some of these mushrooms, like you're needing to chop down a tree. It's very aggressive and excessive for what the job requires. You know what? Let's see here. Yeah, no, that's good. The rest of you, I guess, begin picking more mushrooms. While you guys are doing that, I'm going to kind of flashback to the other group, just the other half of the group, to see what they're doing. Are they going to just keep working in the area, or does anybody go back and let them know what's going on? What would you all like to do?
Is it sunset?
It is starting to get become nighttime.
Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, definitely gonna head back and check on the progress.
Okay. You don't have to wander too far back because I imagine the group is continuing to clean up the mushrooms as they work their way down the trail, which naturally brings them closer and closer to the natural garden that you guys all find yourself in now.
Like before, we were starting to be able to hear the music and stuff, right?
What's that?
So like we were starting to be able to hear the music and stuff, right?
Exactly. It wasn't too extremely far away from you, so you would have heard the stop of the music and then the new melody that's being played on a slightly different but familiar instrument to you all. And then you're going to see Bart rounding the corner of the kind of the mushroom trail, and yeah, you're not too far off from Anika and Faye and the satyrs who are already picking the remaining mushrooms. You guys are about wrapping up with what's left on the trail of the red mushrooms. What do you guys do as you all five come back together, or all four come back together as Anika and Faye are still picking?
I guess we should go back to helping them and not just sitting around feeding the dragon.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll spend the rest of the night
Captain
clearing
Bear?
the mushroom.
Aye.
What did you find? Edith will kind of call out as she sees you back, and she's kind of excited to see you return.
Well, we had found men with the legs of goats and horns to boot, but they play such beautiful music. And their food and drink is like nothing you'd ever seen.
Bax is like, that sounds great. I'm starving.
Oh, that's wonderful. Here's my money.
And she'll just kind of happily hand over your coin purse, your bag back to you. Yeah, here, I got it from. Yep, here you go.
Oh, how did you get it back?
Oh, that's not really the point now, is it? And she just kind of smiles, and then she that wasn't part of there was no special rules or guidance I was given. I just found a way to get it.
It is because it helps me know what you're best at and what to help you excel in.
Mm-hmm. I just found it easier to ask him for the bag than it was to try to outwit his bird.
We're not a thief then.
I don't think I am. Like, I have necessarily the knack for it. But I don't want to disappoint you, Captain Bart. I can work on it if that's what you need from me.
It's always good to know how to pickpocket someone, but it's better to play to your own strengths. Let's see.
So she kind of like hints at like, Mr. Myrtle had given me some studying to do. He kind of talked to me about things that I've might be interested in. So he gave me some homework to do in my free time. I really maybe think pursuing what I know about potions and brews and elixirs and seeing what else I can, further extend my knowledge into, other magical elements, maybe.
Magical elements.
What's that?
He's thinking.
After hearing that, I'm actually going to reach into my bag and pull out my book of poison, and then hand that to her.
And her eyes just kind of grow. This is a kind of a odd book for the normal person to wander around, but our group is anything but normal. I guess I shouldn't be shocked. And she goes, there's a lot of great things that we can make here. Actually, I've kind of been thinking of some of the things I've collected myself. Jody didn't say we had to give them all to her, and I was hoping to keep my own collection of some of these mushrooms. I think there might be some helpful things I'll be able to do for them, for the ones that I can identify, or the ones that look close to the ones I'm familiar with.
Let's see. More into the arcane studies, and you do like books about poisons.
Well, just the chemistry behind everything, I guess.
Why? Let's see. Would try and bring you up as an arcane trickster, though magic isn't my forte. Able to speak with Anika about that. An assassin, if you like to deal with poisons and chemistry and the like. Figure that out soon enough.
And she'll just kind of nod, and yeah, she just kind of will agree to continue to work on whatever you task her with. So one thing you will notice that she may have not noticed, when you open the purse, though, your coins are in the purse.
Sly little devil, aren't you?
She kind of looks at you with a question on her face, like, what do you mean?
My purse. Don't have the coins that was in it.
And she just looks completely confused, and she kind of looks back at you, Josel, trying to, like, figure it out. I didn't take your coins. She's just kind of, just looking back and forth between you, Bart, and Josel.
Pulling a fast one on me. Pulling a fast one on me, boy.
No, pull a fast one on her.
Smart. Alright, I'll be taking my things back now.
What things?
My coins.
He also will get out his fine clothes and unwrap it, and there lies all of Bart's coins.
She wasn't ready to be a thief at all.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't have anything else to add. So
Starting tomorrow, we'll see how you do with magics and see if you can hit things where they're weakest at.
She's not that great, trust me.
That's why we train them, Joseph.
I mean, I'm pretty sure she's not going to master it overnight.
No, that's why we start, and then she works on it. Yeah, should be it.
All right. So do you all rejoin the rest of the group, Faye and Anika, who are with the satyrs picking mushrooms at the moment?
I mean, we're picking mushrooms. Once we're done, yeah.
No, I'm saying the other four. You guys are still with the satyrs, but Bart and the others, do you guys head to meet Anika and Faye, who are working on these?
Yeah.
Or are you just going to wait there until they're done?
I mean, yeah, I might as well head over there instead of just sitting around.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so you all head over there. Is who's all participating in helping pick the mushrooms? Or who's not, I guess. I'm assuming everyone is, but I know that some have
Josel
chosen
isn't.
not to. Okay, Josel isn't. Everyone, I think, Bax and Edith will continue to help. What about you, Bart and Faye?
Why is everyone so big?
What the hell are you talking about?
Shh.
Are
You're
you
here.
Someone
alright?
can't hold our mushrooms.
And the
Oh,
satyrs are excited about more and more friends that arrive. They're like, oh, more of those that want to celebrate with us. And they'll come over and offer each and every one of you one. A mushroom, kind of in that, here, have one I can offer, but it's not really a question. But you guys still can, try to refuse or speak or talk. It's you guys do as you wish as they offer you a mushroom to take. What would you like to do as they offer? Bottoms up or?
Josel's not going to take any, but he is going to ask. Did you ask them about where the pixies are?
That didn't come up.
See.
You guys seen the pixies?
Hey, pixies around here? I mean, not here specifically, but we've ran into pixies and fairies before, yeah.
Where?
Pixies. All over the forest, really. They like to mess with you and have some fun. I mean, I've seen them here and there. They always kind of say, I mean, you don't really know all the time it's them, but, things that are out of place or things that are not what they seem every once in a while. It's not just simply the Feywild or the world playing tricks in your eyes. Sometimes it's those little mischievous critters just trying to have a good laugh at your expense. So, although I may have not seen one with my own eyes, visibly, I know when pixies or sprites have kind of mess with my life more than my normal foolery.
So they're everywhere.
In this forest, probably one not too far away from you at any time. I can't say they're everywhere.
We need where they stay. No one just camps out everywhere.
But no one knows that except for a pixie or a fairy, I assure you. You get a pixie or a fairy to kind of talk to you, that would be, or to tell you where their super secret home is at. You would be the first I know.
So you're saying that this little old, quote unquote, gnome lady doesn't really know the location of these pixies?
He shrugs. I don't know what Yodi knows. I know what I know. And he's still offering you the mushroom, and he's like, this is, your friend agreed that you all would enjoy our company, and you would partake in agreement that she would play this lovely music and brew us some wonderful tea afterwards. Please, I insist that you help yourselves, and then so they're gonna kind of offer another one to you, Josel. This one's kind of purple with black spots on it. Cronus and Lorna, you guys are kind of getting other various color ones. One of them actually will offer you a red one, just because you guys had significant interest in the red ones. And she says, well, if you would like one of these, you can have one of these too. What do you all three do?
I mean, I guess I'll go ahead and take one.
Josel's going to crush the mushroom that was handed to him, and he's just going to drop it.
Oh no.
Sure, I didn't really make a deal for them.
Your friends are not very accommodating.
I take the mushroom and eat it.
To be fair, the grumpy one, that's actually a better response than I was expecting. Also, how'd you know we had
Well-
friends?
They just showed up.
How'd you know they were ours? We could have
They're
been
not
separate.
ours.
Mm.
And they were with Bart. um, he seems offended, but Lorna eating the mushroom that you declined, and because the majority are participating in, really they're already halfway through, working on it, so it's not really a point to stop at that point. Well, you know what? I can't think rationally. I keep remembering these are not like necessarily rational creatures, though.
These are high satyrs.
Yeah. So as a rational person, like, well, we're already halfway through. But as a Fey-like creature who has seen his deal not honored, he's probably going to be a little bit less rational than seeing the bigger picture. So let's do a persuasion check, please. Josel?
Joseph.
Yeah,
What am I persuading for?
because you. I'm trying to see how offensive you are towards them.
Okay. I am very offensive.
He seems very angered by this disagreement from the like the deal was that you and your friends had to partake if we were going to continue to work on these, and if you guys are not going to listen to the rules of the deal, we are going back to enjoying ourselves. If Laura, you already had one, and so did
Hang on.
Cronus,
Hang
so
on,
go ahead and
hey.
do Constitution saving throws, you two, for eating your mushrooms.
First thing, satyr friend. No, I didn't. I did it for me and her. The other four you have to take up with them. I'm offended that you are offended. And are trying to put a deal on me that was not made.
All right, so Laura, you're mushroomed. This one is going, or let me do what's your con? Oh, your con. Actually, both of you are able to kind of weather the storm of the mushrooms' initial effects. Getting that same kind of euphoric sensation I described to the others. The satyr hears your reasoning and begins playing his music along with his friends once more. Kind of ignoring your words until the deal is met. And they just kind of go back to enjoying their party now.
You know this means you don't get any tea.
Yeah, no tea for you.
You broke the deal you made with us.
Or we can make
Wait,
tea out
this
of
is
our own
Fey
mushrooms.
rules. Aren't there Fey rules about breaking deals?
There's consequences for breaking deals with Fey creatures in the Feywild. While
There
you're in
are.
this kind of limbo kind of area,
So
it's kind of
then-
gray on what power the contract. You're not quite sure what the consequences are.
But I do know there are consequences.
You're
For
familiar
breaking
enough to know with the
Fey
Feywild
deals.
that breaking the deals, even if they are probably irrational or seem like you've honored them, if they feel like they've been slighted or swindled or not kept to their standards of the deal, then yeah, they could be upset.
Do I know examples of consequences? Because they broke a deal.
I don't think they did. I mean, they said that if you and your
They
friends would
did.
partake.
No. They said if we would help them. I never mentioned our friends. Neither did they.
It was just us.
All he knew is, as far as he knew, we had Bart, and he was still here.
Okay. Well, that's fair. It's fair to feel that way, but they still disagree. And they're, due to that persuasion roll, they took great offense to decline. So while it was something that probably you could have convinced them otherwise, that was they took it more as an offensive gesture, as an act of not goodwill.
Sure, but I didn't try. Okay, I guess I didn't convince them otherwise. Cool. Well, fuck this then. Let's just go pick the damn mushrooms. Sorry, that was not meant to be that rude.
And after a minute or so, I will need everyone to go ahead and make me a wisdom saving throw.
What instruments do they have?
They are playing pan flutes, string, and one of them has a little kind of like bongo kind of drum set.
I'm gonna steal the bongo. That way, I'm just gonna grab the bongo with my mage hand and just say, "This is for breaking the deal. Thank you for payment."
At this point, they are very agitated, more so than they were before.
You have to go and do that to them.
They have the others. Besides,
so Bart, you are
it's just
currently
one instrument.
So I will need wisdom saving throws from everyone else.
Does that include myself?
You're immune from charmed, right? So you're okay. You'll be okay.
She has advantage of the save. She's not immune from it.
I don't take it because I'm charmed.
Yeah. That's 27.
Ignore
what I said because I can't take it.
So Bart, you feel the same sensation kind of wash over you. Lorna, you just feel very happy and energetic from the music, but it's not enough to offset. It's very confusing as to what's happening because they're upset and they feel like they've been wronged. And although the rules are Anika is correct in her assessment, that is astute, but they still feel like they're kind of not being. They're just not really being rational, I guess, in the arrangement because they think that we implies the entire group, meaning all your friends, and that is where the gray enters in the thought process. So Lorna, Josel, Faye, you all are okay, and Anika and Bart, you guys do become charmed. With Anika, you seem to protest this disagreement with as you explain the rules, but as the satyrs are kind of done hearing it and they've been playing the music for just a little bit as you try to make your case, the music starts to kind of take way, and you find yourself kind of enjoying and lost into the what they have playing, and you also just kind of want to lounge around with Bart and the 5 satyrs and not pick the rest of the mushrooms. The 4 of you may continue to pick the mushrooms as you wish, or pick a few. They really don't want you to pick all of them. They're welcome to entertain and partake, but they don't want you guys, quote unquote, stealing from their garden.
Sharing is caring, guys. Party.
And they'll offer you another mushroom as well as you, Bart, which you guys consider them as friends, and you would partake in again. Not really affecting you, Bart, but you will go ahead and need a Constitution saving throw, Anika. What do the rest of you do as you see your 2 other friends kind of lounge back with these satyrs that they were just helping a moment ago and protesting? Now they seem completely fine with.
How close together are all the satyrs that are playing the instruments?
I'm sorry, my head is out right when you first talked. Cronus, what was that?
I said, how close together are the satyrs?
Oh, fairly close. They're like within a 30-foot radius of one another. Probably more close to like 20 foot. I'm gonna cast
silence over top of them.
Okay. It ends the song immediately, breaking the charm spell on Anika and Bart, and they kind of like look confused at their instruments, and They kind of look to talk to one another, and then they realize that they can't even talk to one another, and they look very, very confused, trying to figure it out. They eventually see that it is you, and they kind of get angered. What do you do next?
So, if I'm not mistaken, they can't hear anything that we say, correct?
Correct.
I
They're in silence.
Yeah,
They're in silence.
Yeah, I think sound that would travel through would I imagine be silence then too. So yeah, it's they can't hear anything being said outside that area. But that also includes Anika and Bart then as well.
Uh-huh.
I can't hear. I'm back to being angry, and I'm moving away from the satyrs.
Beck, are we done talking?
Yes. Get the red mushrooms. If they fight, it's a fight.
Why are we even getting the mushrooms? Let's just look for the pixies. We don't need...
Because it's the Feywild Woods. That's like saying, drop us in the middle of the ocean with absolutely no way to navigate, and we'll find land someday, right?
But I mean, that'd be fine with me because I could
finding
get
our
you.
way.
That'd be fine with me. I could get you a boat, and I know how to sail.
So don't have Bart in my scenario.
Oh yeah,
Say?
it would be dead within days.
Exactly. I know a bit about Fey, but I don't know how to navigate the Feywild. No one does. Not even from our plane.
Would,
So, this last group, is that the last bit of mushrooms that we have left?
I would say there's about 2 massive clusters left. So, like I said, you guys got about 50% through all that. With all 7 of them working on it, and then when you all came back, with all of you working, you definitely would have been able to finish it before nighttime falls upon you. But right now, you guys are kind of coming to the end of the evening, and the sky is now becoming dark, and the night sky is upon you. So you're kind of
Get rid of all of them.
What'd you say?
I said, let's just get rid of all the mushrooms.
It's up to you.
That'll be their consequence for breaking the deal. Either that or I'm gonna go punch one in the face.
Either one's gonna start a fight, so... Dealer's choice?
Sounds good to me.
But also, if you do burn all of the mushrooms, I don't think Gnome Lady's gonna be happy.
Well, no, not burn them, but go pick all of them.
She might be okay with that.
But
I'm down for screwing with the satyrs.
I'm not. Just doing whatever they wish to do. They're not harming anybody.
They are. But they also broke a deal and think there's no consequences.
Okay.
Because apparently we broke it first, even though we didn't.
And are you an arbitrator, enforcer of justice? I don't understand.
I'm in this instance.
They want to keep the red mushrooms, right?
No, they want to keep all the mushrooms. Didn't you hear it's their garden? Except it's not.
Why don't we just pickle the red mushrooms, give it to them, and then be on our way? Because then they get to keep the mushrooms, we're not picking any other mushrooms, and the witch and the satyrs can figure it out on their own. We
Just
don't
pick
need
the red
no,
mushrooms.
she's a
then.
witch.
Oh, don't we? We just don't know if she's a hag. Except she took great offense to it. She's probably not a hag.
No, she's probably very nice. I just am high on mushrooms and just can't remember what her name is.
Something with a Y.
In and out of character.
Mm,
Yodi.
something with a Y.
Yodi.
Let's just get the red ones. They'll eventually figure out that they can't hear a talk within a certain distance.
True.
Hopefully by then they're high as fuck.
I mean, you're in the same area as you guys. Like, they're going to figure out the silence thing relatively, soon, and see it. Then you walking out, they're going to leave the area of effect as well. They're not playing music anymore, but they're obviously irate and they're very annoyed. And you go, see, you guys are not our friends. You're just more tricksters. Nothing there. More just like other creatures in here, just trying to take advantage and just pull pranks on us. Get out of here, a lot of you. We don't want anything to do with you, and we don't want anything. We're not sharing any more of our treats with you. And they're just kind of shooing you all off. I don't care what you tell Yodi. You tell Yodi that there are mushrooms, and if she wants anything to do with them, she's got to come here herself and take them from us.
Oh, you do it. We tried to help you twice. You charmed me, and you broke a deal. If you want to deal with Yodi, you go deal with her. I don't. Not by myself. You'd have to cheat to make me love it, so, congratulations, but also, hey, I'm gonna go get these red mushrooms. Have at whatever else you want.
Okay. He seems super irritated at this point. And
join the club. Because not making it unknown.
Oh, this is not going to go probably well for them, but he is angry and delusional and upset with you as soon as you go to try to pick some of the red mushrooms after he's clearly told you guys no. That is going to be roll for initiative then.
Oh boy.
And let's go here. Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys are currently in here. And around all these different mushrooms, again, about 50% of the red ones picked with the progress that you made so far. And let me put initiative on the screen. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Wait, guys. I got to clear all the previous ones. Feel free to roll again and take your first or take the better of the two. I'm okay with that since it was my goof.
Look at all those 20s.
Look at all those nat 20s.
Fuck.
I know.
Um,
what is my movement speed?
That's the same. You just think
difficult terrain right now since you think you're
I
small.
am on the broom. I am on the broom.
I will give you half movement speed just because you think you're super, super small.
That works.
Oh boy!
Oh
boy!
They had a good run.
Let's see if they get. No, that's it. All right. So,
They might not survive this round.
as the story kind of is playing out, they're taking the first, I guess, action in the sense that they're going. It looks like they're clearly going after Nika, who's going to pick more mushrooms as soon as he told them not to. Yeah, I'm missing satyrs. There's only 3 on the screen. All right, there we go. All right. So, yeah, you'll see this one right here. Like him. That one charging Anika right now, but we're going to start at the top. Bart, what would you like to do? You guys don't, it's currently kind of open-ended. I know we're in a combat initiative, but yeah, it's up to you guys what you like to do. You might be Bart.
Okay. He's not even gonna bring out his scimitars. Instead of pop off one of his arms. Like a smack. And yeah, just go up here with the bone arm, try to smack this dude.
Okay.
And
Go ahead and excuse me.
Ow!
Hang on, the bone arm is an actual attack.
yeah, I pop
yeah,
off
that's-
one of my arms and
That's great.
Ow!
I
Did you
love
just make
all
fingers
of
too?
this.
Right. As you do that, he drops. He drops unconscious right before you. Just poof, falls right down, slumps down, knocked out. Good night, George. See you next Thursday.
I was like, alright now, put everything down. Just gonna get these things, hand them off to you, then we're getting out of here. Just I want to stay and listen, the rest of my lot don't want to, and I can't really go against them now.
You knock him out in one. Go ahead and do a persuasion check with advantage.
Wouldn't that be intimidation?
Yeah,
Would it be intimidating?
Yeah.
intimidation with advantage. Okay. You said it so nicely. I thought you were just like actually trying to reason with them. So,
Would also pop his own arm off and as a skeleton, so
that's gonna kind of freak them out. Like, what the hell? Maybe you are a ghost. Maybe you know now. Now they're just questioning all sorts of things about you, Bart. God, would they? All right. Well, it's not their turn. So, is that it for your turn then, Bart, or is there anything else you'd like to do?
that's it.
All right, Faye, that brings us to you after Bart just kind of knocked them down on their butt. The one for out cold. They are reacting to the information. It looks like they're kind of debating the information. Obviously, it's your turn first, though. What would you like to do as they're kind of
All right.
chewing over Bart's words?
On the broom, I'm gonna move up to here, and I just got a quick question, real quick.
Sure.
So with this essence, do they always have that disadvantage on charisma saves, or do I have to activate that?
What's for day you select to be resistant to point for 1 hour, once per day, or once per day you may add 2d6 to any of your ability attacks for an hour. Yeah, that doesn't. So the second part of it, enemies within 10 feet of you have disadvantage on charisma saving throws from charm spells you cast on them. That is effective all the time without being activated. But it's only charisma saving throws as it pertains to charm spells that you cast,
Oh, that's perfect.
not just general checks. But go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just gonna look at this one. Why don't you just get your friends and get the hell out of here? As I cast Charm Monster.
Oh goodness. All right.
I haven't done the charm spell using that, so I had to ask.
Okay. You're not gonna like me, Faye.
They're immune to charm, or they have advantage.
Don't know. Is this a monster? Because it's
It just says
humanoid
charm.
creature.
So-
It's
Charm
creature.
monster applies to all creatures instead of just humanoids, like charm person.
This is the superpower of charm person.
Okay.
Monster is a
okay.
poor choice of. Well, it's the best choice of words I could do, I guess.
Okay. All right, then this will
It's
just be a
more like
straight roll
charm
because they do
creature.
have resistances. But yeah, this will be a straight roll then. So GM
All right.
roll is what's the DC and what is this? A wisdom? Wisdom
DC 17 charisma.
It says
Or-
you must
wait,
make
it
a
says
wisdom saving
wisdom.
throw.
But it says that's weird because there's no charm spells with charisma save. Would it be wisdom saves then?
Did we have
Normally,
that conversation?
but that's a wisdom save, yeah.
That's we can talk
I
about
thought
that later.
charisma saves have. Let's go ahead and do. I'll go ahead and do disadvantage on this one, and we'll figure it out later because that was not the intent to like omit charm spells, but it was intentional to some degree. So we'll figure that out offline.
Yeah, we can figure that out.
As an oversight. But for now, for this time, I will go ahead and just treat it as a disadvantage on the wisdom check. I'm just trying to get his wisdom. Does he have it as a save? No, he doesn't. It's just a +1.
17.
Oh, and he does pass with a solid 19.
With disadvantage?
Straight roll because he
Sure.
has the advantage on all charm spells and saving throws. They got magical fey resistance. Anything else for your turn?
That was my action. You know what? For my bonus action, can I scare them by activating Tonic's Cruel Essence? Just have like poison oozing off of me.
You're wanting to do what? Which part of this one you want to do? You want to do the add 2d6 damage or?
Yeah, just have it oozing off me. Just kind of looks scary.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. You can do that.
All right. Yep. So I have poison oozing off me. So is that intimidation to try and scare them?
I will say, yeah, let's go ahead for it. Mechanically, it's not going to work because it would take an action to mechanically affect them. But you can go ahead and make an intimidation check to see how that affects their perspective on the current encounter.
That's a 17. Don't have
that will be a 30, right?
no 7 or if
20 because yeah. Okay.
Or I don't have guidance. It's a 17.
Okay, so 17. Okay. You know what? I'm going to do this, but is that in your turn? Brings us to Lorna. Go ahead, Lorna. What do you do? It's definitely heeding your words, or it seems to be shaken or affected to some degree. Lorna, what would you like to do as you see the one on its ass quickly knocked out by Bart, the other one kind of getting a stern talking to from Faye? Trying to figure out what's going on or what to do, what they're going to do with their turn.
Yeah. Lorna's just kind of standing there holding like a bag of red mushrooms in like one in her hand, like, why are we fighting them? They just want their mushrooms.
Because their butt hurt?
Your butt hurts.
Well, yeah, but they started it?
You started it.
Did not.
I mean, y'all have fun. I'm just gonna scoot back here and...
You realize that's why they're attacking us, right?
I was going to give them their mushrooms.
Yeah, same. I said I'd take the red ones.
Do you know what? It's fine. She just drops the bag. That's gonna be her turn?
Alright. Okay. Anika, it is your turn. As you see Lorna steps to the side, place down drop her satchel of mushrooms and kind of remove but she's just kind of on looking. What would you like to do?
I'm going to cast Bigby's hand and use the interposing hand between me and whoever's going to try and be stupid.
Okay.
So I guess the closest satyr. And then, yeah, I'm gonna continue picking red mushrooms. That's all I said I was going to do, so I'm gonna do it.
Okay. Right. Joseph, what would you like to do, sir?
Joseph will take out a sword, and he's going to.
Sorry, you cut out right there. I heard you take out a sword, and what was the next thing?
Yeah, he's going to activate it to make a Fae his favorite enemy.
Raggy. Okay.
And he's going to hold his action.
Okay. Where are you holding your action?
Any
Okay.
approaches, he's going to attack him.
Okay. All right. Let's go to Cronus. Cronus, what do you do, sir?
You're on mute if you're talking.
Save
Yep.
those? Okay.
There we go. Good call. So I'm going to
Is
use
it all
Dragon
of them,
here.
30 feet? I think that's all of them. I think it gets everyone. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Only one of them succeed. So it is. Oops. Shoots. All three of these, and left to right order are going to be a shape. The three in the center, right up to the north of you, are feared. The one next to Faye is the one that passed. Okay. So you release this like mighty roar. They already seemed a little nervous after seeing their buddy knocked out. Now the ones with three, it didn't take much for you to push those over the edge. The one that seems to be mostly the talker, the face of their little traveling group, he does not seem to be frightened by your roar. Well, mechanically frightened. He definitely seems to be aware of your roar and the stern words that Faye just said. Anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
Actually, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and move right next to the dude that's down.
Okay. Anything else?
No, that's it.
All right. The guy is going to see his buddy knocked out on his butt. The three of his comrades shaken. He's still kind of in a drug-induced stupor, and he's still looking very aggravated at you all and very irate. And he goes, grab your red mushrooms and get the hell out of here. Just leave us be. And he'll kind of walk away. You would get an attack of opportunity if you so choose, but he's not disengaging. He's just flat out walking away from you and kind of in a tantrum and going back to his little spot.
I've never actually drew my weapon, so can't take the attack of opportunity.
He would try to go and collect his friend and get him back on his feet unless you guys stopped him. But they're basically giving you guys the cold shoulder and not talking to you all at all. Good luck picking the rest of the mushrooms yourself. And get out of here as soon as you can. And they just kind of go back to their own kind of thing and keeping an eye on you for guys. They just don't trust you all at all now. Do you guys stop them from grabbing or getting their buddy back on his feet, or what do you guys want to do?
I wouldn't stop him.
Okay.
They can take him.
Nah.
Honestly,
For
I was
the-
planning on dragging him. Anyways, next round if it got around to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for the next 54 seconds that Bigby's hand is there, it just flips him off.
And I'm just oozing poison for an hour.
So, while they are sitting there, you guys want to spend the rest of your time this evening. It's getting to be the final part of the evening where Yodi was kind of expecting you guys to be back. You still have about 50% of the mushrooms to pick. What do you guys do? Yodi's expecting you soon. It's gonna be tight to try to get these all picked and back to her house. Although she didn't give you an exact deadline. That's
So, can I use Bigby's hand to help pick the mushrooms?
Oh, of course, absolutely.
I'll do that for the last little bit of the minute I have left.
Okay, yeah, and that helps you get quite a few. But there's a large area and lots of red mushrooms. So this is going to take a little bit to get the remaining. And now you guys are down 5 helping hands.
Can I
You
go ahead
probably-
to a rage?
If you want to get back to what's that?
Can I rage pick mushrooms?
No, that's gonna be like an
I mean-
attack and stuff.
It's just
It gets a creature. These are just
Yeah,
plants.
okay.
So, what do you all do? You probably will, if you want to risk this kind of being coming back at a later time, like in later evening hours. You totally can. You can continue to try to pick all of them, or you could try to pick as many as you'd like and try to get there before it's too late, so that you guys can have a nice dinner with Yodi. What would you all like to do? And then we'll pick up from there next week.
Lauren?
We try picking them as fast as we can.
Lorna's just gonna keep on picking the mushrooms till they're gone.
Yeah. The red
Okay.
ones. So.
You know what? Let's do a survival check. If you guys could go ahead, just do everyone go ahead and roll survival. And this is a group effort, not one person's success or one
Survival.
person's failure. Just trying to drive
give
it for
everyone-
everyone.
I'll give Lorna, Anika, myself, and Cronus and Bolden on to help out with this and give myself guidance.
Okay.
Can I use a sword burst and just be like a lawnmower and just
I
mow
am
these
going
mushrooms?
to use luck.
Yes, you may. I will take that into consideration with your survival check. So go ahead and do a survival. I'm just trying to get a general idea of how the group working against this is going to handle, getting through it all.
With
Or
luck,
it's just
that's
using his
26.
arm. Like one of those little lawn grabbers where he just picks them up, puts them in the thing, leans it back down.
You know what? Though the group did pretty good overall. I'm trying to see.
Faye thinking she's tiny is actually is a big help.
I think the overall average has it. So you guys will be pushing it to the wire, trying to get all these mushrooms picked in time. You do successfully get them all picked before it's super late. And do you guys do anything before leaving the Satyrs and heading back to Yodi, or just head straight to Yodi's house after picking them all?
I would just go straight to Yodi's at that point.
Just go.
Okay. All right. At this point, you will arrive at Yodi's mushroom house with kind of smoke still coming out of the chimney, signifying that she's still staying up, waiting for you guys to return. You knock on her door, and she kind of opens the door, a little bit of a huff. And she goes, "I thought you guys were gonna make it in time. Come in, please. Tell me you got all. Did you get them all? And she kind of just, yeah, she's doing it. Just come in, please sit down. Did you make sure you get all the red ones?
Yeah. Satyrs are assholes. What is that?
That's what I said.
It's worth a shot.
She just seems very excited that you guys have accomplished. Well then, please make yourself at home and comfortable. Let me get you guys stuff ready, something to eat. She brings out plates of different food, of just meat and vegetables, but also with like sautéed mushrooms and things. She goes, you know, and they're various different colors. And she's inviting you all to a kitchen, you know, or to her home, and that's where we'll pick up the session. Is in this little gnome's house next week while she's kind of scrambling around preparing you guys a meal to eat for completing her task that she gave you. And that's it. Thanks, guys, for another fun session.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Seder thing didn't go quite as where that was, but it's playing Fae is
Stressful?
logical, but I'm like, well, that's maybe too rational. I don't know. Oh,
Yeah.
goodness.
More
Well-
roundabout logic. It's like you can't go straight with.
Yeah.
You guys have no idea how badly I want to stab one of those things.
The Saders?
You have no idea how many times I almost did it.
Faye came close.
I mean, I don't really get a chance to use my sword the way it's supposed to be used because I keep being far away, and now I'm like close to it, and I'm like, I can't use it now. This is bullshit.
You could have.
I was very tempted to just send one of them with banishment back to the Feywild and just leave them there.
Well, we're in that
I mean-
gray area, so it may not be permanent.
Like, if it would not have ruined our chances of finding the pixie, Anika straight up would have burned the field of mushrooms.
As long as I guess they didn't really destroy the forest, that was always an option, I guess. I mean, I guess that always technically is an option because that was nowhere in part of the deal that she said you had to keep the forest alive.
Say way to keep our mushrooms alive either.
Or
Not all of them,
being
but like, yeah.
Skyboard comes out of the bushes. What the hell, guys?
I just finished planning these. Fuck you all.
Yeah.
Man.
Well,
Well,